Welcome back to our amazing show, Shift Initiative, where we replace dice rolls with crazy games. Last episode, we had our adventurers go to Aridin, return the kids to their parents, and we saw little Tammy off, his body anyway, to an old lady who kind of fell down and started crying. We talked to the first man of the Drow community. We found out that 20 more kids had gone missing, suspected to be in the city. He seemed shocked that they were out of the city and some were found at Thunder Rock. And then you guys decided to find a way to get into this inner rims of the city, which is for the higher class folk. And you decided to, I think, go to the Rough Tug, which is a tavern with Connor, a holy man, and to kind of discuss your next steps, I believe. And before we start, we're going to go around the table and introduce ourselves. My name is Hero, I'm the DM.
I'm Kent, and I'm playing Tal, the half-elf rogue.
I'm Thomas, and I'll be playing Alaric, the ranger. And I'd like to say thank you to Level Up Dice for their amazing dice. This is African Jade. It looks a lot like camouflage, which is perfect for me.
And I believe we also, in a couple episodes, will have some special gifts from Level Up Dice.
Yes, we'll also probably have a description below, hopefully.
Yeah, we will.
If Liam gets paid now. Liam, do the thing! Do the thing! I'm playing Brad. Here's Brad.
This
Brad.
This is Gaz, he's playing Brad.
Yeah, I'm Gaz and Daz, and I'm playing Brad tonight. And you can catch me on Branderson94 on Instagram. And that's
That was such
Thanks,
a
Mr.
therapeutic
Ed.
interview post.
Flawless.
That was very smooth.
Flawless.
I get married next week. Give me a break. Like, were you waiting for me to introduce you? This was, I'm not sure.
Hi, I'm Dylan, and I am playing our Tiefling Blood Hunter Penance. You can find me on Instagram at DSA_cosplay.
Hi, I'm Amy. I am playing the half-orc knowledge cleric Hazel Hawkins, and you can find me at Instagram at AmyPlaysRPGs.
I'm Doug, find me at Red Wizard Gaming, and I am playing what's becoming very fast the edgelord of the group. The rock gnome graviturgist Fenthwick Philiduke.
Good edge.
Fenthwick's
Good
still
edge.
our sweet little cinnamon roll boy. We'll
Started
get him
so
back.
sweet.
Who's our little cinnamon roll?
Yes, what happened there, Hero?
That's what Moridoras does to you.
Yeah.
So, last we left off, you guys were traveling down the streets of Aridin in the lower rims of the city towards the Rough Tug. You guys stroll across the muddy land that is Aridin, finding kind of beggars left and right and kind of commotions in alleyways that you decide to ignore. And you pass a couple of taverns until you find the kind of the dingiest, smallest one at the very corner of the main road that leads either out or into in the inner city. You guys kind of see from the outside that it is a very noisy establishment. There are kind of free fair maidens walking around inside, and the crowd in there seems to be of a lower class of criminal. The thief seems to have been arranged by brute force mostly, and there's more dirt covering their face than there is clothing on their bodies. It's up to you to decide to approach or to go in or to change taverns entirely.
Can I insight Connor and just see if he can hang? Like, how chill is Connor?
How chill is Connor?
Can he hang with us? Will he be upset if we go in here?
Oh, yeah, you can roll an insight. And a
Like, he
perception.
feels like he can hang.
Is he gonna hang though? That's the question.
Alright, insight.
That's what
17?
He would definitely not mind. You can tell that he's a very experienced soul, that he had done a lot in his time.
I can just
Kind of seen some shit.
Yeah.
He's a
Done
mortal.
some shit.
He was saying just like snorting some crystals.
Yeah.
I can just see him in there with like his holy book going, oh, I'm going to convert some sinners today. Inside it's just a bottle
Okay.
of whiskey.
Wait, why did we decide to go with the rough tub? Was it just because of the name?
Probably.
I believe it would quite
Entirely.
literally the closest one to us.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also that.
Maybe we should go in and just get our bearings. Also, where did Fenfit go? Did anyone see where
So,
he went?
if you recall,
No,
at the end of the last one, there was a bookshop nearby. I believe it was the Cavernous Tomes and Scrolls that I stepped into to basically use like a library and just start pouring through books and reading.
Okay. Did you talk to anyone then?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Hero's frozen again. There he is.
Ah,
No, he just freaked out. That's what happened.
Yeah.
he was just paying attention intently.
Sorry.
So yeah, I was just scrolling through whatever books I could find, like fully cognizant of the fact that this is a bookstore, not a library. Looking for any myths, legends, lore about Avon. To start with, I think anything more technical will need to be at the university or a library associated with.
I'll say while you're doing that, this group will be
Yeah.
entering the rough tug. As you guys enter, you see kind of low beams. There's a very low ceiling tavern. There's beams everywhere. There's a pillar in like the most inconvenient places.
In the
There are-
doorway.
Yeah, just in the doorway. There's a really roughly built house. It doesn't seem structurally sound from the inside. It seems somewhat slanted, most of the boards. It's like the leaning tower of pizza, but you know that this one will probably fall. The men sitting inside that you can see so far are a group of kind of those rough-worn men that I talked about with kind of just rags on their bodies, who are discussing something kind of destiny. As soon as they see you enter, you can see their hands kind of slide towards the swords that is on their belt. In the very corner of the tavern, you see a group of men harassing a barmaid, but she seems to have it under control. And they seem to be almost non-human. They're painted green, and they seem to be half naked, and they are literally eating their pies head first without their hands, and just kind of chomping at whatever is on the table. You don't seem to understand or comprehend who or what they are or what they're doing, but you thought that maybe it's best to leave them be. They don't seem quite in their own minds. And you see three barmaids, one being harassed, one walking around giving drinks to people, and one behind a counter.
In response to Hazel's question of where Fenthwick is,
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I'll go backtrack and see if I can find him, eh?
Probably not a bad idea. Just meet us back here, I guess.
Yeah. I've got a good idea where he probably is, being who he is, but I'll go find him.
So you start heading back,
Yep.
and you have noticed like a few bookshops on the way, and you thought, oh, maybe he's
Yep.
trying to educate himself about his condition. You guys, what would you like to do in the tavern?
I'm going to defer to you guys because Hazel's never been in a place like this before, and she's just kind of very wide-eyed looking at everything.
Yeah.
I'll just go on up to the counter.
Be your kind of establishment, wouldn't it, guys?
Excuse me. We are inquiring to maybe purchasing a room for a night, perhaps more than one night. Just wondering what would the cost and availability be.
Well, are you looking to sleep alone or to sleep with a companion?
Preferably, considering there is 7 of us, we will just keep it to us 7.
Oh, it's like that. Like a party, eh? I'm afraid we don't quite have room for free. We have 2 rooms for maybe 2 people each.
Where would be our best location to go to next then?
Well, Oof is a good tavern. They have about 27 rooms.
Mm-hmm.
I would go there. And if you don't mind me saying, from your apparel, I would say that it's best for you to stay at Oof. I don't think this is kind of your place at all.
I picked up on that with my keen sense. It became apparent. Okay, thank you very much for your time. I will not waste more here. And I turn everyone else and just kind of do the whole like, let's go. Let's go
To the next pub.
Yeah, to the next. We're doing a pub crawl, everybody. We're off to Oof.
I just got flattened. If a man with slightly pointed ears and a gnome come in, tell them we're going to Oof. I told them to come here. Thank you.
Ah,
If they come.
yes, of course. I look like a messenger, don't I?
I give her a gold.
Oh, I do look like a messenger.
You're learning. You're learning quick.
I think I did the right thing. Thank you.
She shakes your hand. She wipes it on her
Right.
dress and shakes your hand.
Comes
Thank
off
you.
dirtier.
I'm Maisie.
That's not what Hold on, guys. I'm gonna go buy a beer.
Can you collect them all?
It's like
Pokemon.
It's like Nurse Joy had Pokemon.
Oh my god! Please let her be a destroy.
Oh,
my
oh,
God.
Yeah, throw your chicken at them and they catch them all.
Oh my god.
Excuse me, did I just say that your name was Maisie?
Yes, I'm Maisie. How are you?
Good. One drink, please, in your best room.
Oh, of course.
I'm just joking. I'll take a drink to go.
Of course. To go.
Yes.
Oh, okay. She get kind of like a.
Does she look like a takeaway?
Yeah. Get a beer in a bag.
She has kind of like a paper bag that she scoops the ale with
Yeah.
and gives it to you. And it's slightly leaking on the sides, but it seems to hold all right.
Alright, good.
And a straw.
Yeah. The biodegradable coffee cup. Still on the worst beer I had?
Alright.
Oh, let's go to the next pub.
Yeah, we go to
This
Oof.
place is trash.
She gives it to you on the account of that gold piece is probably a lot more than
Yeah.
Yeah,
whatever's worth in this tavern.
Hazel panicked.
That is exactly what we do in the Titanic.
Yeah.
As you guys leave, one of the men who are not the green men, who are the men who are talking clandestinely, steps in front of you guys, barring you from the door.
I use
Should have his weapon.
taumaturgy to make my eyes go black, and cast it again for ominous whispers to occur behind him and around his ears. Go, do you really want to do this?
It's, all right,
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You'll
We
have
keep
yours.
walking.
you'll have yours. And he sits back down.
Yeah.
Jeez, guys,
Just
I'm
like-
so good at avoiding combat.
This whole session's gonna be her just throwing enemies at us. I'm just gonna dodge
Just
them.
like bump in the shoulders. with
Dodge,
that
dodge,
bastard.
dip, dive, and dodge.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
If you can dodge a car, you can dodge a ball.
Just I just bump him in the shoulders and walk past and go like.
Nobody call me.
If your
chicken.
shoulder dodge just does this to him.
Just with the wing.
I like the way you did that. I was gonna put a knife on his nose.
I got to him before you for a reason.
You
For
see a
good
group
reason.
of men kind of eyes you as the group of you leaves.
I wave. Keep walking.
So you guys start heading to Oof.
Now I realize, Oof is our next destination. Tal is the only one who knows this city. Where's Oof?
You do know that you've walked past it to get to Rough Tug.
Ah, perfect. I remember now. I know where we're going, everybody. This way.
A history check.
It's literally a couple of feet
Yeah.
next to the
Yeah,
to the
for plot
place.
knowledge.
Um,
And I think Tal did say to go to Ulf first rather than a rough tug, but
and it's pretty rough.
Oh, yeah. Who's telling you?
So,
You don't find out if
Exactly.
you don't try.
so you guys are at the Cavernous
Mm-hmm.
bookstore. You guys are looking through the books to find something in particular. What was it?
That's what Fenwick is looking for. Is for any tales, legends, lore. He's trying to learn a bit about Avon, who he now seems to be intrinsically tied to. Not looking for any specific detailed information or any academic or arcane information because it's a bookstore. But just to learn, like Fenwick is always focused more on the study, the academia, and the arcane arts as opposed to anything divine or religious. So, given his recent experiences, now trying to catch up on that knowledge a little bit.
Would you like to roll a inspection for me, please?
Investigation, you mean?
Yeah. Sorry.
Inspection.
Inspection. What? Investigation.
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 13.
13.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd hate to be your stomach. A glass of wine.
Real blood. So you have trouble kind of rummaging through the dusty books. You seem to be allergic to much of the things, much of the aging books.
Okay.
And you try to hurry along as
Kind of
fast as you
suck
can
in.
going through the books, but your eyes are watering and you feel really uncomfortable and hot under the collar. And you just kind of want to get out of there. And as you are kind of on this, you kind of, ravaging across this pile of books, you see Tao entering the shop.
Does he see me, or do I just approach him and?
He notices someone coming.
Okay. I imagine Fenwick is, whether I notice you or not, is just sort of focused on trying to find this information before I apparently die of anaphylaxis.
I'll go
Who
up
knew?
and stick my hand on his shoulder and go, mate.
What?
Come on, we gotta go. We can do this later. I know what you're trying to do. I get it.
Fine.
So, in your hand, the only relevant book that you found in the last, I'll say 20 minutes, is this children's book, which is talking about the story of Avon.
Right.
But it's not Avon the god, it's Avon the spider. But you seem to think, oh, okay, that's the same name.
I'll take it anyway.
Okay. Would you like to know what's in the book?
I'll have a look at it later. But fine. But I'm taking this. Reach into the pocket, throw two silver coins out behind me so that the attendant, wherever they are, can see it, and just walk out.
You see two silver coins kind of land softly on a cushion, and as you look closer, the cushion is actually this old lady's hair. It's kind of in a bun.
I like it.
Bye, dearie. Thank you for your patronage.
And then
Is her name
as
Hazy?
It's pumpkin.
and as we're walking back to join the rest of the group, I'll start flicking through the book.
Can I do a perception check to see if I see these guys on the street heading towards Ulf, or would they have got there before we've come out?
I said you would have got there before. They would have got there before
Okay,
you guys
so we've
came
got to
out.
go back to the rough tug.
Yeah, you would probably go back to the rough tug.
Is he Maisie?
Well, I didn't meet Maisie, so
You will soon.
I say in the book,
Yep.
it's about a spider who has a lot of threads, a lot of in his webbing, and it gets too long and tangles up even himself, and it figures out that the only way to untangle himself is to cut down on his threads shorter, but by cutting it shorter, he gets less kind of food, and he catches less prey, but it's the only way to do it. So, and you see like a very sad spider crying, cutting off the threads, and eventually the spider dies from starvation, but at least he's not tangled, he's free, and that's the story.
Yeah, it's a great kid story.
It's a dark kid story.
That's actually amazing.
Is this German?
Trying to read between the lines here.
So called capitalism.
communism.
Alright.
So, as you obviously he's behind this book and he's not paying attention, but you kind of lead him to Fenwick to the rough tug.
Yep. Are there windows on the front walls here, or is it just?
Yeah, there are windows.
Can I perception check looking through the windows before I walk into?
Yeah.
Yep. Just get a, because I'm assuming my companions are in there,
Yeah.
and I want to know where they're sitting, so I can
No,
just
of
make a
course.
beeline for it. So. What's that? That's 18.
I say it's pretty clear that nobody that you know is there
All right.
at the moment.
Okay.
Having my nose buried in a book, I'm probably going to not notice that you stopped and just keep walking towards the door.
I'll put my hand on your shoulder.
What?
Not yet, mate. Our friends aren't in there. I'm not sure where they've gone. And
Right, they're not coming
and
here.
this- Well, they did. This is where they were when I left them to come and get you. But this is not the sort of establishment we want to be in.
But you said they're in there.
They were when I left. They're not in there now.
How did you know? We haven't been inside yet.
I looked through the window, mate.
Effective windows.
I can
Right.
actually see through them.
Hate giant steps and tall windows. Fenwick's actually never looked through a window.
Yes,
Well-
but it's always been on Hazel's shoulder to do it.
Yeah.
So do you guys plan to head somewhere else to find your companions? Or...
You said Ulf wasn't too far.
Yeah, Ulf is literally next door.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I would like
amazing.
stand out the front of Ulf and just be like,
Yeah, you can.
see Carl poke through the window. Hi guys.
Hey. Are you sure you get the right place? That looks like Penance over there.
I don't know, mate. Maybe I've been drinking already.
I thought that was his gig.
Wrong type of drink. This way.
This is a better establishment than that dive.
Yeah, I wish you told us about it earlier.
I do recall saying something about going to Ulf, but
Nonsense, my friend. I just remember. In we go.
So I go up to the barmaid and now.
So as you approach, there's actually a bar, but in this establishment there is a maitre d'. There's a person in front to seat people.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
No flash.
Yeah. So it's a 3-story building. There are chandeliers, like wooden chandeliers. Chandeliers. Kind of about 6 of them across the whole open space. It's really well lit. There are antlers and kind of animal mounts everywhere, and it looks like a kind of classy hunting lodge.
I feel like this is the wrong one.
And then behind the bar, there are several big metal barrels on stilts, almost like a distillery or brewery.
Hipster brew.
Almost like.
And you see a mustachio halfling with a big kind of coat and kind of a pocket watch, and he's holding it up and goes, hello, how can I help you?
Fenwick looks up from his book. I can already tell this place is going to be shite. Like a halfling.
Should have said the last
Go to
one.
it. See if I actually know this guy.
Sure.
13.
You know him as a very uppity gentleman. He doesn't spend much time outside of Earth. You know that he lives.
There's
He
a good
lives in
chance I've
the-
probably been here at some point.
You've been here, but you don't know if he remembers you.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to
Oh,
come
I
to.
don't care if he does remember.
Yeah. But you know that he lives in the inner rooms of the city, and he has multiple establishments, and this is one of his favorite ones.
His identity is the bar.
Yeah.
Well, does he work there, or is he just,
Oh, he works there.
He's
just
the
some
like
guy
Mr.
with some
D.
awesome stash?
No, he's the maitre d'. He's the guy who's going to see you. And
Yeah.
yeah. He's the owner.
He is Ulf.
Alright.
Yeah.
He's a-
So these guys already been seated and Penance has just come out the
Yeah.
Oh no, you guys are all kind of there,
Alright.
waiting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We've all gotten together.
So Penance probably saw us walk past
Yeah.
and then came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many of you would there be tonight?
7.
8.
8?
8 of us.
7.
7. I cannot
7.
count.
7.
Chicken doesn't
I
count.
thought you did the smart thing today.
It's
It's
ahead of it.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
He drank it backwards. Yeah.
Folks,
That was,
please.
that was 2
Please.
gobblets of wine ago.
7 is it?
Yes, 7.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, 7. And then someone comes and get you and takes you to the table. And as you guys kind of walk into the tavern, you see several groups of well-dressed gentlemen. They look like traders. A lot of them are talking about kind of trade, mostly cattle and wheat. And at the Rainier market, at the corner, you see a group lining up towards a table where there is a lady orc taking notes. And at the very left corner, where the rooms are, behind the distillery barrels, you see a very well-dressed gentleman in kind of a robe. He has a kind of a big robe over his kind of well-set armor, and he's looking down on everyone, kind of looking at the line mostly. And
Are we sure we can afford this place?
Only one way to find out.
so, what can I get for you?
How much would it cost for a night of accommodation for 7?
For 7? Well, it's quite a lot of people. How many rooms would you require?
Probably.
7. Well, minimum 1.
Maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, we could probably do with. We'll start with 3. How much would 3?
3, of course. I would say probably 20 copper pieces.
20
And-
pieces.
Yes, 20 copper pieces will be fine.
Alright, I hand over like 2 gold. Can this please sort out our accommodation for and food for the
Of
7
course, yes. Yes, that's very kind of you. And food and drinks, we have drinks.
Yes, most definitely.
Yes.
2 drinks. For me.
Ew.
I'll double fist.
So what was your name?
Optimistic.
The line at the bar's too long.
If we're staying here, is there a bathhouse that we can?
Sorry.
Is there a bathhouse that we can clean
Oh,
up?
yes,
We've been
you-
on the road for a bit.
Well, with your kind of money, we can. Would you like someone to accompany you in the bath?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Is everybody afraid of being alone here?
Oh,
There's company for
so
everything.
sorry. It's very impolite to me. I've forgotten to introduce myself. I am Reginald Kingston.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Reggie.
Yes, Reginald will be fine. Thank you.
Sure.
Reggie.
Thanks, Reggie. Is this the
Sorry,
moustache
Reginald.
person we're
So
talking?
yes,
No,
this is,
different.
no, this is
Yes.
the
Different.
bartender, okay.
This is the bartender. This is not the real Flash fancy dress.
This is a fancy dress.
Actually, we just paid
The
him, so he should
halfling.
be Reggie.
Yeah, the halfling.
Yeah.
He's hopped off the podium and he's kind of looking up at you.
Also, it is the mustachio.
Mustachio.
He seated us.
Yeah, he's.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
He
I
goes
would've
on to
said
clear the
Reginald.
table and lead you, but then he follows you. And
Is he wearing a hat?
He's not wearing a hat, but you see his hair is like slicked down, and
Cool.
it seems like there's a lot of oil in that hair.
Sorry,
How are we here?
Reginald, can I ask what's the line over there for? Is there some sort of book signing or something?
You must be new here, ma'am.
More relative. I haven't been to Wolf before.
Well, you see, there is a certain gentleman of a higher status that allows people, or facilitates people, to buy things that are not for sale, let's say. Let's put it at that.
What sort of things?
Stealing shit.
Anything you would want. I assume that he
The
could.
kind of thing I would normally find.
Would his name happen to be Frederick?
Frederick Tombo?
No.
Oh, my
Oh.
apologies.
Inside
Well,
joke.
if you don't know, I could probably tell you. That is a gentleman over there. Do not all look at once. It's Lord Rainier.
Everyone does.
Lord
He's, yes. He takes out a handkerchief and like wipe down his sweat. Okay, yes. So drinks, gentlemen.
Yes.
Lady. Okay. Well, what would you? We would like a glass each?
Glass.
Well, yes, a glass.
What? Yes.
They will just keep them coming. I've covered it.
Keep them coming.
How about a mug of ale?
You're very optimistic. We have only one drink here. It is the oof.
And how much is that per
How do you
glass?
spell oof?
OOUA-O-O.
Oof.
So it's not like les ouf, like the Elvish word for eggs. It's oof.
It's oof. It is found by my cousin when we were young, and we used to tap trees for sap. We left our sap in the sun for too long, and it became one of the finest drinks that we have ever created. I would dare say that no man, or orc, or barbarian could stand up to even one shot of this drink. It would knock you right out.
I'll take 2. I'll take 2 as well.
Oh gosh.
Optimistic gentleman. I would advise you to tie a pillow to your head, perhaps, in case you fall.
I will just stand behind them and catch
Blood is very
Oh,
hard
do
to
not
get
do
out
that.
of wood.
They need to learn.
I'll
Yeah.
take a silver piece out, pop it on the table. I'll take one private room, please.
Of course. A gentleman of great prescription, great taste. Yes. I'll give you the finest room where we have. Now, shots. Actually, he goes off and he gets these kind of fine, kind of digestive glasses, little glasses of a handle, tiny enough for a shot, and he gives one of each to you. They smell kind of resiny.
No, I want 2. I want 2.
So you guys have 2. So
You can have mine. I'm going to stay sober because I think we might need to
Fine,
keep an eye on
3.
everything.
Fenwick is just watching him all the way back there and then all the way back here. Like, well, where's the key? I asked for a room.
So he's gone to get them.
Yeah.
You probably could collect them from
It's just Fenwick being impatient.
That would be after our dining, Fenwick. It
Also
is
just-
probably important to eat. We haven't yet.
Well, how about we get cleaned up? I mean, we all smell like the southern end of a northbound camel, and
All blending in.
So you guys smell this kind of resinly yellow, like not entirely clear. It's kind of like a
Is it
yellowish.
kind of
light.
like gooey?
Yeah, it's like a corn syrup almost.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's a very sweet,
thick.
thick drink.
You sure you didn't get this at the rough tug?
Can I get
it's maple syrup.
can I get one to go?
Sorry.
Can I get one to go?
Well, you have two. You can get one to go if you want.
Well, it's more like we could probably use that to drug someone later.
Let's see what it does.
You could pour it in your like water skin.
I'm not gonna put that in there. I'm gonna use that.
Do you need a vial?
Yeah.
Well, you can
Yeah,
get it.
I've got spares.
I have questions, but not now.
You've seen me use them.
You see a couple of gentlemen bring around food, so you each get a plate, and Connor as well, who's very hungry. You guys get a plate of kind of what you assume to be cauliflower puree and a bit of steak.
How is this
And
place right next door to
broccoli.
the Rough Tug?
How are we in this place right now? That's what
I'd
I'm
rather not
concerned
ask
about.
questions.
Actually, it makes perfect sense when you look at the line that is happening.
There's probably just like a service door in between the two for like the rich clients and the poor
It's
clients.
the same kitchen.
Yeah. So, because are we trying to?
It's got something to do with the economic breakdown of the city. So the nobles come down here to do their business because it's cheaper to set up shop, and they don't want to let outsiders into the upper part of the city. So they come down here. So they set up a nice establishment like this down here.
Duty free.
Yeah, they got somewhere nice to go rather than the scuzz bucket that's next door.
It's interesting that next door.
From
What's up?
yeah, from memory, you know how we're talking to the drow guy, the head of the drow people.
Yeah, the
Now.
Yeah.
Dinner.
Denow, that's right. Denow.
The first man on
Yeah.
Drow.
Right here, right now. Did we? Because he said something about like traders and stuff that could potentially have something to do with.
Yes.
He said Merchants Guild, which is why we asked about Frederick.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
so good.
you should probably try and eavesdrop on that conversation that group of traders are having,
I can do that, mate.
and then I'm gonna have a sip of my drink
Me too.
to see if I suffice.
Okay. So before I deal with that,
I'm gonna give us the actual.
Tal
I'll
does know
contribute
a
before I
lot.
die.
As the
Yeah.
as
I know who he is, at least. Not
Yeah.
maybe not personally.
Not personally, but you know that if you wanted things
So Lord Renee.
that are very rare, you can find him. If you want to sneak things into the inner realms of inner rims of the city,
I
You can
would
find it.
say that Tal has done work for Rainier via a proxy.
yeah, you probably have stolen something from him or have transported forged
acquired.
papers.
I didn't steal it.
Steal,
I
acquired.
acquired it. Thank you.
Discreetly,
Yeah.
of course.
Yes.
And you know that he also has hands on certain papers that you may or may not need. You guys, please make a Constitution save.
Save a constitution check.
Save. So I'll say before you say what you are, can you say to the camera just your height and your race again for everyone?
I'm 6'4", human, and I'm
Human
probably
chicken market.
about to get fucked up.
I'm also human.
Sorry.
I don't even know how. 184 centimeters.
Okay.
So probably about the same.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
6'3".
Yeah, 6 foot.
Yes.
And I'm about to ace this.
Yeah.
Nope.
Ooh.
That's a 3.
I rolled a funny-looking 7, which I think
You mean a one?
yeah, I rolled in that one.
So you guys are kind of seated opposite these three, I would say, almost like you are now. And you're drinking, you're like, this is really sweet. It goes on really smooth. And you're like, I can drink tons of these. And you look at Hazel and suddenly she looks purple. And you're like, oh, I never noticed that she was purple. And then sleepy times.
Hey, Daz, this is really.
And you're like, are you
Butterflies.
And you see two of your companions just flop onto the table.
Has Connor drunk his?
Connor did not order any.
You
Okay.
still have 2 left.
He's eating. He's eating a steak.
All right. I'm going to down my food. Challenge accepted. I'm not one to back away from a concoction. Okay. Witnesses for if I pass. If I pass out, do not mention it. Fine. Oh, nope, it's 6.
As you drink it, you can feel some of it get caught in your throat and it goes up your nose. You're like, oh! And then in the midst of that, you're like,
I catch a penance.
Question. I have a skill called Flush Toxins, which I can use to eject my mutagens out of my system and cleanse my body.
Okay.
Would that help me cheat with getting wasted? At all?
I would say probably with alcohol, but with oof, I would say you're out of luck.
Ah.
I catch penance.
Yeah.
Right at the table.
Oof is a very special liqueur.
I'm glad we remembered to sit down.
We
first.
just
Yeah.
drank.
Wait, this is the only drink they serve?
Yeah, it's the only drink they serve.
Everyone else is probably sipping.
We look around
But
and
we're
everyone's just
shouting.
passed
Yeah,
out.
We should definitely use this at some stage.
Oh
Are
yeah.
Carl and Fenwick
Yeah.
having it, or are
We
they
just
No.
drank fairy
Carl knows
tears.
what it's like.
This is
He's
fairy
seen
tears.
it before.
And Fenwick is otherwise preoccupied.
Finn will be out for a while
I can
because of
point
his
some-
size.
Yeah. When are we go?
Yeah, it'll take you longer to process.
Yeah, if I were drinking.
Yeah, if you're drinking.
I do want to say, while these guys are all passed out, and I'm guessing Tal's going to go listen in on some merchants. Fenwick, are you feeling okay? You wanted your own room. You know, I'm worried about you.
I've got a lot of thinking to do. It's better to do when it's quiet.
I know, but I just...
You may have noticed they can make a lot of noise.
Oh my gosh, they're so fucking noisy. I'm just worried about
Hazel,
you.
did you just swear?
Yes, it's been a very stressful few days.
Clearly.
I'm worried that if something happens in the middle of the night, or you run off, or, you know, we're not going to know where you went, or, like, can you at least promise me that if something happens, you'll, like, leave a note so you know where to get you?
I'll only be in the next room. I'm sure you'll notice if something happens.
Okay.
Don't listen to the midget.
Have another drink.
He's got 2 in front of him, but I don't think he's going to need one.
Don't forget the keys.
Daisy! Daisy!
Lazy works here.
Daisy, Maisie, I couldn't possibly choose.
Such a nice ass.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Tal, you are heading to the line?
Yes.
Or you're heading next to the line?
I'm next to the line. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
discreetly. I'm going to take one of Gaz's full cups of wolf
Okay.
and just kind of stand over, and I'm not going to drink it, but I'm going to make it look like I'm drinking it.
So I'll say there's a table with kind of 2 men talking about cattle, and then you kind of sit right next to them on the free side of the bench. They look at you for a bit and then disregard you and keep talking. And behind you is the line. Roll for perception.
14.
So you hear one of the person you actually know. He's a local kind of minister, and you know that he works here in the lower rims, and he's asking for red crystals, actually. And as far as you know, Lord Rainier never says no or impossible. But this time he's arguing with the orc who's taking notes there, and he's going, no, we can't offer you any crystals. We're all out. There's no way we can get any more. And I don't want to hear any more of it. Just leave. And the minister kind of really sadly just leaves the line. And the next one asks for something, kind of letter to get him into the university for some sort of research purpose. But he's not really allowed in there. He's been banned from research because of something he's done.
He read too many books.
I swear that's not me in the line.
You look over and Fenwick's just standing there waiting.
Listening intently.
Can I please have my library card back?
So that minister walks off.
Yeah, the minister walks off.
I want to intercept him before he leaves the bar.
Of course.
Excuse me, so I couldn't help overhearing your conversation with Lord Rainier.
Yes.
How much are you willing to pay for these red crystals?
For the red crystals, I suppose I could give you, what I have on me is 1 gold and I say 5 copper pieces.
Really?
Yes.
How many
well,
crystals you want for that?
I just need a small one just for a month's worth of service. That's really all I need.
A small one, you say?
Yes.
Make it 2 gold pieces, and I might be able to help you out.
I might have to come to you in a few days' time when I've gathered the offerings. Really, 1 gold is all I have and 5 pieces.
Alright, well, I'm feeling charitable. I'll do it for 1. You keep your copper.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll reach into my belt pouch and I'll find the smallest red one.
Yeah.
Will this help?
This would do wonderfully. Thank you so much. May the Lord be ever on your side.
We need to come up with greetings for and things that each of the religions say, so we can. Bill be with you, mate.
Oh, Avon, you know what Avon says. All things must die.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
How is that a greeting?
Hi,
Well, I
all
mean-
things must die. How's your mother?
Oh, hello,
I mean-
Violet. Would you like some flowers? Also, everything must die.
Well, everything does die.
Yeah.
There's a poetic beauty in that. I understand it. Penance disagrees heavily.
I know that.
So now, the circle of life.
Yeah, that's it.
Circle. Oh, I can't sing that kind of.
You got 3 bars and you're good.
Yeah. Circle of knife.
I'll head back to my position and see if I can pick up any other.
Do you notice the minister, after talking to you, does go and talk to Connor, who's seated next to you guys, and they talk about kind of what's been happening around town and the troubles they've been having. They've been losing attendance at the lower rims of the city. People don't seem to be feeling charitable anymore, and the troubles of the city kind of wearing them down. They don't really want to go to church. They kind of just want to get on with the day.
In this land, not going to church is against the law, isn't it?
Yes, but in the lower rims, there really aren't anyone to enforce that.
Okay.
Unless somebody tells on you and be like, oh, he hasn't gone to church.
I do want to ask them, are people not coming because they just don't believe in coming to praise Beal anymore, or are they going to other religions?
As far as I can hear from the conversation, all he knows is they're just not coming.
And just to clarify, so Connor, whom we saved his town, he trusts us, witnessed us all go into Oof, sit down, 3 of us take shots and just go, yes, you're safe, eat, boom, 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 3 of us just neck it down.
He's still eating.
Face
He's like,
first in our
Remember
food.
I hit on the inside and he can hang, he's chill.
Yeah, he's.
and also, he's probably been at OOF before. This is a common occurrence at OOF, I would say.
So he's chill, we suck.
Just half the patrons here are just.
Well, to be honest, we didn't roll over a 10 any of us.
No, we all royally ate that.
Everyone's faces out of their food so that they can eat their food when they wake up. It's just
I ate a majority of my food first. So
Yeah, I didn't eat. Is it like a fancy Japanese restaurant where it's sitting on the ground?
No,
Like,
you're on
much
benches.
safer. Yeah, damn.
You're,
It's
it's still like
It's when the
relatively
food
safe,
comes
I would say.
around like boom.
It would be easier to lift you up from the bench than it is from the ground.
True.
What would you guys like to do now? Would you guys like to go and take your rooms and?
I asked Reginald, how long are they going to be out, Reginald?
I would say, judging by their sizes and their race, 12 hours. And with quite a headache, I must say.
If I slap them on the face gently, will that wake them up quicker?
No. It might give them a concussion.
I said gently.
Well, humans are delicate.
Alright, I'm just gonna start lifting the boys up to the rooms and just like
One
grabbing
on
them
each
together.
arm.
Just grabbing them under the arms and just like dragging them up to their rooms.
The legs kind of like
Yeah,
thumping on the
just
stairs.
I can't lift these two up fully because they're both my size. I don't know how tall Penance is.
I'm only little.
Penance is over the shoulder, the boys have to like
Yeah.
drag up.
He's a gnome sized
Before they leave the
Right.
table, I'm going to go back and get Fentwicks and Hazel's attention. And
5'11".
you see the well-dressed gentleman over there that's with the half-walk taking notes. He's a gentleman that may have some information that could help us in our search for information about cults and
Is that Lord
children.
there?
Yes, that's him over there.
He's the one with the black market.
I know, the halfling just told us, didn't he? That
Yes.
was Lord Renair.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he may be able to get some information for you.
So he told you the orc is working for Lord Rainier. Lord Rainier is the well-dressed man
Yeah,
on the banners
yeah.
that are looking down.
Maybe you can get me access to libraries.
Well, that's the question, because we want to get up to the upper ring. How have we gotten access to the university and stuff before? Like, can we just get in with the Heroes Guild? Or the
So
Heroes Guild?
if you have paid for studies, you'll be able to have a temporary pass
Okay.
into the university.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Connor's brother is Cardinal Ferdinando McNamara.
That's right.
Fernando
The
McNamara.
Spanish Scotland.
Spanish Scott. But the fact that his brother, his actual brother, is the cardinal of the Beale Church,
Yeah.
does that give us any leverage? Like, can he just get in and take us in with him, and can it be his?
Have you asked Connor?
Connor, sorry to interrupt your dinner. I was just wondering, when you've come to visit your brother in the past, do you need a pass to get into the upper rings, or are you just allowed in since he's your brother and he's the cardinal?
Well, men of faith do not need to have passes.
Does that mean I'm not a full priest, but I'm a cleric? Am I able to just get in?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
afraid not.
Cleric of Terra.
Yes.
Clerics,
Not me.
monks, no, they're not allowed.
Okay.
But ministers, priests,
Would
yes.
you be able to get us in with you as sort of maybe
Oh yes.
security, or?
I could try. I never tried getting others in before.
More to the point, do they check any sort of identification or markings?
They do.
Right.
Well, they have a blacklist. They
So-
have letters of nobility. They
So
have passes.
if you're going in there as a priest, you can't just dress up like one.
Oh no, they know us by name. There are not many here, but
I mean, ideally
Yes.
we wouldn't want to get in with deception. We'd want to go in and escort you and make sure you get in
Of
safely,
course.
and if you could perhaps help us find these missing children.
I could try first thing tomorrow if you would like.
Yes, no point doing it today because these three are.
Zonked.
Ah,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, plus 5.
Took the shortcut to tomorrow.
Excuse me while we
You're gonna
take a
wake
long
up.
rest.
We're gonna have a
Yeah.
plan ready to go. You guys just wake up and get to do it.
First thing in the morning if they wake up.
Oh no, I'm concerned they're not going to wake up.
Why did you say F?
Yeah.
If they wake up in time. Sorry, pardon my language. If they wake up in time,
Okay.
I'm gonna
they will
eyeball.
be fine.
I'm gonna eyeball the priest and see if he's maybe he knows something that he's not telling us.
I would say that you know by his expression that he thinks that they're going to be in a lot of pain tomorrow
They're
morning.
gonna be very hungover.
Right.
Is there some sort of, I don't know, hangover cure? How do they normally, this drink doesn't seem,
You don't drink it.
I mean, that's fair.
Then why would they put them in cups?
Why would they serve it as their
Right.
only drink?
Yeah, here, have this drink that you don't drink because you'll die.
It's not a very good business model.
I don't understand. Oh.
They're funded through other methods. Their
Well-
drink is probably not their main
Not
source.
from
Through
personal
other
experience,
methods.
but if you sip the drink, you hit a sweet spot between being asleep and being kind of
So they did the exact wrong
in
thing.
stasis.
They just shotted it. That was the
Yes.
exact wrong thing to do.
You get very relaxed and very, very chill if you just sip on the drink.
So basically, they start greened out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Future note, anytime we go to a new place with new drinks, we should ask how to consume that thing first, rather than just...
Nah, I'm a hands-on kind of guy. I just
There's no point. We're talking about it to the people that aren't going to do what we did.
No,
Those
that's not how
people-
you eat oysters.
The people conscious right now that you're talking to aren't going to make this mistake. When we wake up, we're going to do it again.
Yeah, well, we're gonna keep doing this until it works.
Exactly.
I keep
Any new
rolling.
drinks we're going to come
That was a
across?
19.
Tail's just going to be here, drink
Drink
this.
that.
But I would say that you have, before you passed out, you collected one of your shots in the flask.
Yes, I put it in.
Yeah,
yeah.
There are two in front of the collapsed Brad.
He took one.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
Yeah, I took one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brad.
I have had a tiny sip of
There's
it.
two in front of Gaz. No problem.
Sorry, yeah. And there's one more. So does anyone want to put that somewhere before?
Oh, I'm just going to take one of Penance's vials, and I'm like, this
I got plenty.
peaceful. Yeah, let's pop it in the vial.
Yeah.
Give it to the chicken.
Can I go up to the half orc taking notes?
Yes.
Is it a half orc or a full orc?
As a full orc, sorry.
Oh, full orc.
Full up.
Mm.
Wow.
He's a
Great people.
she. It's a she.
It is a he.
He.
She was she before, but
She was
I don't
That's
judge.
what I thought.
Gender fluid.
Retcon.
You can't tell. You can't tell.
The name's Billy.
Yeah. So, is there like a line waiting to talk to them, or is it just,
There is a line. There's
Yeah.
about 3 in front of you.
No, I'll just go and wait in the line until they're done, and I'll try and listen into what they're talking about.
Actually, so will I.
In the background, you
Oh,
see
my
Hazel
goodness,
dragging
right.
Gaz up the stairs.
Feet first.
I'll say Lord Rainier is distracted for a second, and he looks back into the business.
Yeah, this is like Daz just sitting on my
your
chest.
chest? Yes!
That's just in the background of the scene.
Does Daz look worried?
That's just pecking at him.
So you hear some whispers of kind of items that weren't properly acquired, having to be transported into the inner realms of the city, and them talking about commissions and things like that. And then the last one in front of you, you can hear clearly is kind of asking for different services than trades. It was talking about trying to sneak a person in. He himself looks to be a adventurer. He is well armed, but he seems to be very eager to get into the city. And he doesn't have enough gold. From what you hear, it takes 1,000 gold for him to get anyone in.
Yeah, wow.
So, and then you get there, and you kind of see this. He's writing notes, but his handwriting looks like one of a 9-year-old. He goes, next.
Can I do an insight and see if it's actually the Rainier can actually hear us, and he it's all just a facade of the orc taking notes.
Yeah, you can roll an insight check just to see if the orc is actually doing something.
That's an 8. No.
No, the orc is definitely taking notes.
Oh yeah, I know he's taking notes, but like.
Oh, but Lord Rainier appears to just be looking over business to make sure everything's calm
Right.
and there's no scuffles or anything.
Okay. So I've heard of Lord Rainier and his esteem, and we're trying to find some information, and I'm thinking that he may be able to help us with this in return for information that we have.
Information. Yes. What kind?
Political information.
I see. Regarding?
Oh, some people up in the high seats there in the palace.
Okay. I cannot proceed if you are vague. You must tell me what you need.
We're wanting some information from Lord Rainier if he knows about some cults and missing children
Missing child.
and return of gods.
That is interesting. I will be back. He goes up the stairs and he talks to Lord Rainier. They seem to nod along for a couple of seconds until he comes back down and he goes, you say gods. Please be more specific.
I look at Fentwick. What do you reckon? We mention it?
Oh, you're talking to me.
Yeah.
I was in line behind you.
So you weren't listening to what I was saying? Of course you weren't. You had nose in your book, didn't you?
What's it to you? Do you think it'll get us any benefit?
See? What?
Do you think it'll get us any benefit?
I think it will, mate. I mean, this guy's pretty connected. He'll be able to point us in the right direction.
And what was it you were asking of him?
Well, I was going to trade him some information
Mm-hmm.
for some that we know about some of the guys in the
Mhm.
castle, if he's got any information or access to information that we need.
Do you think it'd be of equal value to him?
I think.
Saying this right in front of the orc.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, listening to this conversation, we're just ignoring entirely.
Yeah. Well, I think that a man of his esteem would be very interested in some of the things we found out here in Thunder Rock.
Worth a shot.
So what does he want to know? What information I've got, or what information
Well,
I'm
firstly,
after?
I will need to know if I can offer you what you need.
Well, we're trying to find some information on the gods.
Okay. academic, religious,
Both.
secrets.
All of the above.
So you probably need access to the inner city.
That would be handy in probably the university library or one of the.
Yes,
Must-
more specifically, we'd need unfettered and unobstructed access to the library. All of it.
Well, we can sneak you into the library. I will not be able to get you passes, so once you're in there, you're on your own.
That's fine.
Lord Rainier does not require information, but he does require
Oh.
a favor.
I think some of this information might be very worthwhile for him.
How about this?
To do with people in the upper echelons of the Champions Guild and the Viceroy.
Maybe. You see, Lord Rainier deals in tangible goods, but as a gesture of goodwill, you can do a favor for him and he will listen to what you have to say. And perhaps if it's valuable, he will give you what you want.
Alright, what's the favour then?
He needs an item from a nearby settlement. An item that is perhaps not willing to leave the settlement.
Alright, I'm listening.
If you could get it for us. It is a simple small trinket. No one will miss it. If you take it and bring it to us, we can
What?
have an audience with Lord Rainier.
What will happen to the settlement if we take it?
Then nothing, it is a trinket.
If it holds no value, why does he want it so much?
It is valuable to him.
I find it's best not to ask these sort of questions. They
Oh.
want something, we want something. It's kind of how it works, mate.
I want to know if he's trying to disguise the importance of this item.
Insight?
10. Not good.
As far as you know, he himself doesn't know.
Right.
I've been asked to give you this. Shall you accept?
Well, I can't accept for the rest of my companions.
And you can get us into the library.
Into the library, yes. Just the library.
Attached to the university.
Yes. I can't get you out.
Don't need to get out, need to get in.
We can do that. We can arrange for transport and safe passage.
Let me have a discussion with my companions, which will have to be tomorrow because some are a bit under the weather.
In the background, you see
they
you're
seem
taking
to be-
Alaric up the stairs, just thunk.
His foot falls off.
Daz has jumped onto Alaric's chest.
Gone on the same ride.
Whee!
So,
As you can see, they've not partaken in the local drink.
yes, I will not be here tomorrow, nor will Lord Rainier, but I will leave this information with Reginald. He will give it to you, shall you accept? Or he will destroy it, shall you not?
Alright then.
Nike, just do it.
Next,
Well, I don't want to speak for the rest of the group. I mean, Tal will happily do it. Like,
Go big, go home.
Yeah, if it gets us in.
so he goes, next, and he gestures to Fenwick. Next.
Is tall.
I'm done, mate. I'll stay here and with you, but
I guess you've discussed the business that we were going to discuss.
well,
Shall we leave them to it?
sure. Let's go to our room, get a good night's sleep,
Right.
and we can move forward tomorrow when there are clear ends involved.
Right. Let's do that. So we'll wander off, and as we're heading towards the room, Fenwick will stop. I think I left my books by the table. I'll be right back. And he'll dart off to the side, heading to the table that we were sitting at.
Yep.
When he gets there, he'll fumble around as if he's looking for a book, but really he's going to take out a small piece of copper wire, fold it into a circle like that, and whisper through it to the orc. You've got a deal.
Boom, boom, boom. Betrayal is real.
Is this my time to mention that I have library access? As a thing.
What's the
Here
fun of
I
that when
was-
you can sell your kidneys?
I was going to say yes, so I went, no, I better not do that.
Well, look, to be fair, Fenwick's not exactly thinking 100% straight.
No.
That is true.
But at the same time, your library access
Mm.
might not allow +1.
No, it's also only from my library, but I was going to see if we could
Yeah.
ever get into ours. But also, I have access to a library. We just have to go to Terra.
Yeah, like 2 weeks away.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a journey.
That's a long walk, isn't it, Doug?
It's too soon.
Oh, show us your shit shoes.
My poo shoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
show us.
Put them on camera.
Give us a kick up. Beautiful.
Look at those things.
That's great. That's his actual
So I
I'm
physique.
sent you
jealous.
that text.
Ooh.
So you guys head off after that to your rooms and have a good night's rest. For some of you, for others, you guys halfway through the night will roll around and have feverish dreams of, running around town naked or forgetting to put on pants at school.
So everything is normal for me.
So this is where we'll end our
Oh.
today's show.
Show.
I feel like we're heading towards a very interesting direction. So I'm really excited to see what happens next.
You talking about the alcohol?
Oh yeah. Every time I've done this campaign, I've enjoyed immensely in introducing Ulf to the players.
Oh no. Oh no. I
You
realized
have no
halfway through,
idea.
it's called oof, because you go, oof.
The weapon you just gave me,
I feel like you guys are going to get addicted. We're going to have to just keep an
He's
eye
going
on
to
that.
waterboard somebody with.
I'm gonna just someone we need to shush.
I'm not
So-
going to tell Lark that I also have a vial of it. I'm going to keep that secret.
Yeah, I mean, there's two ways to do it. Either or just the vial out the throat.
Be sure to come back next Sunday to watch our show. We'll announce what time it is. It'll probably be either 6 p.m. or 7:30, but we'll make sure we tell you by Instagram and by Facebook. Follow us there, and we'll see you next time.
Woo.
Yay!
And